Maurene Comey. For many, that name may sound familiar, not just because she's the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, but because of her prominent role in one of the most sensitive criminal cases in recent U.S. history. Maurene Comey worked as a federal prosecutor in Manhattan, handling the criminal cases against disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein and his associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. Her position placed her at the center of investigations that gripped the nation, involving allegations of sex trafficking, exploitation, and ties to some of the world's most powerful individuals. But on a Wednesday that shocked both legal and political circles, Maurene Comey was abruptly fired by the Trump administration. According to multiple sources, she was informed through a letter citing Article 2 of the Constitution, a direct invocation of presidential authority. While no official reason was given, the timing raised serious questions. For over a week leading up to her dismissal, President Trump and Attorney General Pam Bondi had been battling public outrage over the administration's reluctance to release files related to Epstein's case. Epstein, as many remember, died in jail in 2019, ruled as suicide before he could stand trial. His death left behind unanswered questions, fueling speculation and fascination among both the public and, notably, President Trump's supporters. In recent weeks, the Justice Department issued a memo affirming that no list of Epstein's clients existed and that Epstein had indeed killed himself. But for Trump's base, that wasn't enough. Demands to see more files grew louder, leading to internal divisions within his support network. In a surprising statement, President Trump suggested, without evidence, that files tied to Epstein's crimes had been fabricated by political rivals including James Comey, President Biden, and former President Obama. At the same time, Trump dismissed the public's obsession with Epstein, saying, and I quote, "I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is, I really don't." Maurene Comey's firing fits into this tense backdrop. Though no direct link was confirmed, her involvement in arguing against the disclosure of certain Epstein-related records likely put her in the administration's crosshairs. Standard practice in sensitive cases, especially those involving victims of sexual violence, is to keep investigative records private. Ms. Comey herself had written in January 2024 that releasing certain documents could harm potential retrials and expose witnesses to harassment. Her dismissal also adds to a growing pattern. President Trump has increasingly exercised control over the Justice Department, with several high-profile firings. Maurene Comey's removal marks the biggest shakeup since February, when corruption charges against New York's Mayor Eric Adams were suddenly dropped, causing a wave of resignations among federal prosecutors. Beyond Epstein, Ms. Comey was also involved in major cases like the trial of music mogul Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, who was recently acquitted of serious charges. Her firing was confirmed in an impromptu meeting with her office's public corruption co-chief, leaving colleagues stunned. The broader concern is clear. Was Maurene Comey dismissed as a scapegoat to ease pressure on the Trump administration? Or was it part of a larger effort to shut down avenues of inquiry that could expose politically sensitive information? While there's no definitive answer, one thing is certain: Maurene Comey's firing has deepened the debate over accountability, transparency, and political influence over America's legal system. As public interest in Epstein's private dealings continues to linger, the firing of one of the key prosecutors adds yet another layer of complexity to an already tangled web of legal, political, and ethical questions. What comes next, only time will tell.